Well, sometimes when people join and then they get kicked, it's like, what's going on?
Well, I didn't have any of the save settings when I hit go. I hit the wrong button.
He hit the wrong button, didn't have any save settings, so.
So now it's live, but it's starting soon.
I think 5 minutes is too many minutes. I think we need less in the future. Maybe it's not. Maybe we're running around frantic and it's the right amount of minutes.
No, but they can hear us.
They can hear us. Hey guys, if you can hear us, we're talking. That's okay. They can. I swallowed my Triscuit.
No, they can't. They cannot hear us.
They can.
They cannot hear us.
Chris is logged in on his phone.
Oh, they can hear us. I'm wrong. They can hear us. Yeah, they can hear us.
All right, guys, you are getting a behind the scenes of. Hold on. I inhaled a Triscuit. This is my pre-live stream meal of Triscuits. I do love Triscuits. So
Just go straight to the 1 minute countdown.
Should we go 1 minute? Let's do 1 minute. It's 8. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's make time go fast.
What's up, Twisty P? How are you doing?
Oh, that hurt.
Miss Lady Astolat is here.
I have my gloves.
Woo.
I got my gloves.
Why don't I see chat?
You got the
Excuse me.
gloves.
Can you see the chat? Or do we wanna move the
Yeah, we can see the chat.
Yep.
Countdown.
I got the chat. I'm ready to type. I'm gonna let these people know what for.
What for? You tell them what for. And they can hear you as well as me.
That's what I'm gonna tell them.
Okay. And Chris,
Yes,
is the
they
volume
can.
that we
Hey,
have?
guys, what for?
Oh my gosh, excuse me. Chris, is the volume that...
What's up, Duff?
Let me know
How
if
you
we're
doing?
having
Good to
any
see you.
feedback. Wait, actually, I'm going to just turn this down a bit because I don't think we need him that loud.
We're gonna do this.
It's official live. Is it? Wait. We're at 000.
Hey.
What do we do now?
We're here. It's at 0. I know, right? He's
Hi,
gotta change this to the big
everybody.
Screen. Where's us? That's you.
We're still
us.
working on...
And I'm
Like-
having low bandwidth issues.
We're still working on like announcing these things ahead of time because at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Asylum was
Wait a
like,
second. Oh, never mind.
he said, are we doing a live stream? And I'm like, uh-oh, are we? Wait, what? So in any case, we pulled ourselves together and I've got a couple things that I want to go through. And I think, well, I know folks are coming in and Lady Astolat, I have to show you. I have my gloves. Oh my gosh, I love these. These are really great. They're a little hard to work with. I feel like if I was working with molten glass, it might be better, but wow. I honestly want to wear them if there's like a big snowstorm and I want to put these on and wear them because I feel like they're like metal lined or something and I would be super warm. Okay. So we've got if you're just joining, I was trying to eat dinner very quickly, and dinner was some Triscuits, and I did one of those bits where you, and yeah, I have Triscuit upwards instead of downwards. So, okay. So the first thing that we want to talk about
Hey, you
is
drinking anything tonight?
it's very unexciting. So I had one of my girlfriends gave me a Stanley cup.
You know I'm always good to ask
I
that.
know. You're drinking. Okay, so this is embarrassing. I'm so out of it with a lot of stuff these days that a friend gave. It's a group of 4 girlfriends, and we do get things together every couple months. And she gave us one of these, and the other ones were like, "Wow, it's a Stanley Cup," and I was like, "Yeah," and I had no idea what the Stanley Cup craze was all about. In any case, so yeah, I have 2 different colors of Gatorade in here. I have the yellow color and the light purple color. That's all I'm drinking. What about you?
Like I grew up with those containers. Well, and everybody's flipping out about it again. The Stanley Cups, I don't get it, but you know, I'm old.
And it does a great job
I'm drinking
of
coffee.
Oh, you're drinking coffee? See, I like evening coffee. It does a great job of like, I'll put it, so I have it on my nightstand and I will load it up with ice and water. Typically it's not Gatorade. and a day later it's still got loads of ice in it. So from that standpoint alone, I think they're really good. So okay, so we're doing a 1 hour tonight because I have promised my daughter I'm going to work with her on a story we've been reading together for over a year, and we really want to get to the end of it. So we've got a couple topics, and the first one is that we talked last time about this heat press and how you could take it and flatten out your printing residue, failed prints, whatnot, if it's the bamboo poop, whatnot. And so we did a video where we worked with you guys as a live stream and saw what we could do. Some of it worked well, some of it didn't. So my goal here is that I want to see if we can actually have tutorial style, maybe YouTube video where it says, here's what you need to know in order to do this. And shorts is sort of where we live. We've always lived in the shorts land from a social media space, but there's so much content that does not fit in 60 seconds, no matter how tight you push it. And so this was just a bigger topic. So thank you for all of the comments for you all. It really helped last time. But let me tell you what I think we've learned since last time. And that is one of the things we said was it's really tough to get these heat presses to press down to a really thin slice that it doesn't work. So I did a lot of putting the filament, the poop, whatnot in, opening it up when it was hot and rolling it a little bit, and then pressing it again and lowering, squeezing it a little more. And I think I did that 6 times, and I ended up getting a very nice, let's go over here, a very nice and quite thin piece. Let's see if I can get it right there. Yeah, it's pretty thin. So I can get and it's still a little thick in the middle, but it's just a really lovely color. And it has a different, this is the side I was rolling. So you can see this part is being smeared out. Too. You have yours? Yeah. So I think this is my favorite one that I've done. Oh, show me yours. And I'll show you mine.
His feed's a little slow.
Feed's a slow. Wait, show it. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have the... Is he frozen? He might be frozen. Okay, we'll keep going.
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay. We saw it. It was just a few frames. So one of the things that I will tell you right now, I have a here, go to overhead. I have a Band-Aid on my arm right there because I burned myself on this coming off. I burned my knee. I burned this. This is really dangerous because you need to get it up to, most of what we had in there is PLA. I actually indiscriminately mixed PLA and PETG because I'm not trying to send it off to be recycled. I figured I'd do something with it myself someday. So, but anything that touches you, this silicone is super hot. And even if it hangs over the edge, so that was what I came back and I got. So it's a little hard to see here, but here, oh no, I can show you. I can show you with one of my do not do this examples. So this is a build sheet from an existing large printer. And you can get bigger silicone that, oh, can I get this in here? So you can get bigger silicone. It's not quite the same width, but that's what I ended up doing after our last video. And the reason I did that was because the silicone sheets that we had were tearing. Where is I showed you all last time. Aha, here we go. Just super thin, really, really thin. So we had to have a lot of other things layered, and it tore right through the middle because there was a pointy. My children said pointy when they were little. That meant sharp, pointy. But yeah, these were just tearing apart. And so I went on Amazon and I got some much thicker. Here, let's go 4. Go to 4.
Where did you get the thin? Oh, Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, you can get this. I think this is 0.75, like 3/4 of a millimeter ish. I believe it might be. No. Is it more than that?
That's thicker than a millimeter.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look. I can put some links in there. So the thing that I find humorous about this is when you read about these silicone mats online, what they're telling you is that they are protecting you from heat. So, and that's a really good use of it. A lot of these big mats, people are taking them and putting them under their air fryers because it protects the surface underneath from the heat. However, they will absorb a huge amount of heat because when you take it and you put it in here, and what I was doing is, you can see it's folded in half, right? So I fold it in half and I put a lot of bamboo poop. In this case, the one here, oh, look, it's done. I let it dry. I put a lot of 3D printer waste. And we'll go overhead for this. Yep, this is always hard for me. Yep, where's the camera? I also added glitter. But yeah, so this is the 3D printer waste.
Bob is asking, and what are you going to do with it?
Okay, so that's a great, that's a really good question. What am I going to do with this? So hold tight. I'm going to answer it. And it's not going to be, I would not say it's a complete answer. I'll tell you that. But the goal here specifically was that I saw a Brothers Make video where they were taking they were actually taking soda bottle lids, caps, which are PET. Now we print with PETG, but PET is what is all of your soda bottles and the lids, and they add a glycol molecule. I can't talk. They add a glycol molecule to it, which is why it's PETG, and that G makes it much easier for us to print. So the good news is we can just melt it down, and this was a lot of waste. Now the great question is, what do you do with it when it's done? What they were doing with it, and I'm going to bring out my, I thought it was right here. Oh, here we go. So this is a punch-to-punch guitar picks. So it's a nice little punch.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, and then you put your piece in here, and then you punch out a pick. Yep. Now,
it's the one I broke, right?
this, I was going to say, this one does not punch anymore, and that was going to be one of the lessons learned. And the lesson learned is this bent. You see where it bent right there? All right. Huh? So it's a combination of things, right? One is this needs to be quite thin. And I don't play the guitar, but you want something that's going to bend. So the edges of this is actually really nice. But these heat presses, I don't think are designed to really smash filament or smash plastic and spread it out. It's just not what they're designed to do. So this is a punch that I bought because it has a visual, you can see the pick here, and then when you press and it goes bing and pops out, and you just get that satisfying, I see what's going to happen, I can line it up, and then it pops out. But there is a huge amount of pressure on this junction here, and that's why this one failed. So I went back and I got actually the one that the Brothers Make were using, which is here. I love the name. It's the Pickmaster Precision. Can you push number 4? Wait, let's see. I can go 4. Cam 4. Yeah, the Pickmaster Precision. And I don't believe this is made anymore. And the reason I say that is because I got it on eBay. But there are a bunch on eBay. And this just is a much more solid, I think, tool. The other thing that I think is really great is...
I won't touch it.
You won't, you're fired. Is right inside of here is a file. Because once you punch it out, it's going to be rough on the edges. So that's one use. The question is, how many guitar picks do we really need, especially if you don't play guitar? So I had a question, which was, what else can we do with this? And I'm not completely sure. One of the things that we tried last week was, could we use cookie cutters? Could we punch out something with cookie cutters? And there is this window of meltiness that you have, and it's also a very dangerous window because you can get burned, and that's why I put the Band-Aid on so it didn't look like I was having abuse from my husband and I had like bruises. So
Repeat what I said. There's some ideas from our last time. You could make it into a paint palette holder. That's what
oh, hold on, I'm getting info from my cameraman.
You gotta repeat this because I can't.
Okay, so I am relaying from my cameraman that other ideas were that you could make a paint palette because it looks like it would be a paint palette, a great paint palette. You just put a thing, or coasters. Coasters would be another great idea if they were kind of large. And what else?
Laser cut, maybe make signs.
Oh, even better. If you have a laser, yeah, you could do this and then you could laser cut it.
Earrings.
Yeah, earrings. So in this one, if we go to camera 4, I'm going to go to camera 4 here. I went and added just, after I melted it a couple times, I just took some flat glitter and threw it in there. Here I added some silver, copper, silver, gold, I don't know, dust stuff. And I think it added a little bit of dimension to it in addition. And then I just smashed it down another 2 times. But it does take a little bit of effort because or maybe it's not effort, maybe it's time investment because you are preparing everything. I think that one thick silicone sheet is ideal, right? Because I took the silicone sheet, I folded it in half to make the folding in half sound. I put it on the press and then added the plastic to it. And then I would just press, come back, and I would use a rolling pin in between. And that worked out pretty well. So I think, yeah, I have an issue personally in that I love having all of these options to do things, but I'm not the idea person. So I have a craft room, and anytime someone comes in who is one of those people who has so many ideas, it's just like a joy to spend time with them because they're like, oh, we could use this to do this, and we could use this to do that. And those ideas just don't come into my head, right? I think logically about how can we do this, but not what product can we come out of it. So, oh my goodness. So there's Raybert, longtime listener, first time caller. How big of a panini? Oh my goodness. Okay. It could make a 300 millimeter by 300 millimeter panini, I believe, Raybert. A big freaking panini. However, I want to warn you all of something. So I got all excited about this, and I thought, you know what? I have some old build sheets. I have some really big build sheets that I'm not using. And 3D printing filament can go down upwards of like 300C, and the build plates don't mind. So why don't I look at using these build plates? I can get, this is the textured PEI sheet, right? And the other side is the smooth PEI sheet. I should try that. Don't try that. Oh, that's our doorbell. So even though these PEI sheets can take it, I don't think they can take the sustained temperature for a long time. So this is stuck. I'm going to have to get it off. And this is the other part that's stuck. And I'm going to have to get that off. And this is for the Prusa XL, but there are things. This is the satin build sheet. So if you can see here, this whole center part, it's changed. This is supposed to have a satin finish, and in holding it down here, something happened. It baked it. It changed the surface. So as much as I thought it would be a great idea to sandwich it between 2 build plates, don't do that. Yeah. So that's, I think, most of our lessons learned. Let me see if there's anything. Yeah.
They can take the heat, but not the pressure.
Oh, is that what it is? They can take the heat, but not the pressure. Oh, Bob, thank you for helping me understand that, because I just wondered what was going on. But I think my favorite solution with this is to get a very thick silicone sheet. I might cut this into 2 pieces, and then you could just lay one on top of the other. The other thing that I absolutely love is the fact that you have one side is shiny and one side is matte, so it depends on what you want to see. And I like the shiny option. Oh, we've lost Asylum. Okay, that's all right. He's in chat. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so that was just sort of an update on where the investigation went after we had our last live stream. Now I need to move stuff out of the way. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is heavy and hot. You ready to take it out of the way? It's hot still. Okay. Just don't injure yourself. That's my cameraman. You got it?
Hello.
Hello.
Is the bottom hot?
You tell me.
It's not that.
Is it unplugged?
That would be a good idea.
That would be a good idea. Good call on that unplugging. Don't hit your head. Camera one. Okay, there goes. Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna put it down.
Just put it down.
There's nowhere to put it down.
Just put it, there's nowhere to put it down. All right. I'm going to bring another printer in. So this is a video I've wanted to do for a long time. I filmed this video twice, and for some reason we never published it. And so this is, I think, it's a controversial topic, and it's so, I think it almost runs in the same path as the, does filament need to be dried? You know, is filament wet? Which filament is wet? And there's a whole lot of, there are a lot of people that say it's not wet, you need to change the setting for what you're printing. And there are other people that say it's absolutely wet. And I have people that are filament manufacturers and they will say they're both right. It depends on where you live and whatnot. Oh, I know, isn't it cute? Smithy Print said the bamboo is so cute. So this is another one of those things. And I would tend to agree with the other person I talked about. I think everybody is right because there are a lot of different situations. But the reason I have this is because this is how do tangles get in your filament? And the reason I say it's controversial is there are people who say, huh? Say it again? Okay. So this topic, all right, so what I want to talk about here is how do tangles get in filament? And I have had so many tangles over the years, and now I have virtually none. How does it happen? And the answer in almost all cases is it's probably you. And that's not the answer most people want to hear. Now, can a manufacturer introduce a tangle in filament? Yes, they can. But it's very limited in when it can happen. So if this is the extrusion line over here and it's making the filament and it's going all the way over here and it's being rolled up, there's no way from here to introduce a knot. You can't make a knot in the middle, right? It has to be introduced at an end. It has to have, just like your shoelaces, right? You have to take one and loop it over the other and pull it. So it can't be introduced in the middle. And that means if you've encountered a tangle with your filament in the middle of your spool, it happened somewhere else. It happened much earlier on. And so how does that happen? So I saw a video from Tom Sunlatter many years ago, and he said, you never, ever, ever let go of the ends of your filament. And it's so true. You never let go of the ends of your filament. So in order to save time here, I'm not going to unload this. I'm going to find some pliers. I'm going to pretend like we unloaded it. Oh, look, we unloaded it. And I'm not letting go. And then I'm going to take the filament and wrap it around and look for a spot. Here, go overhead. And look for a spot that I can interleave it. And I know because I didn't let it go, there is no tangle here. Come on in. I know there's no tangle here. Whoop, what happened? You're gone. Oh, so I know there's no tangle there. I never let it go. I was the worst culprit for introducing tangles because a lot of spools, this is not much of a bend here. This is actually a fairly nice bend, but some of them, when you get them in and out there, you're just going to lose that bit of filament and all after it because it's just bent too much to easily go through the printer. So I didn't like that. And I would, this is so crazy. I'm going to come over here and show you on camera 4 here. Let's go to camera 4. Here. I would take the filament and I would tuck it under another layer like that so that it would hold in place. And that's a great way to get it hold in place. I just tied a knot. I just tied a knot by doing that. And so if we pull this now, it doesn't show up. Oh, look, I'm unloading the filament. It's printing. So now it doesn't present that there's a problem. Can you see where there's a problem though? Right? It's not presenting that there's a problem, but after a while, you're going to run into, you'll hear it hitching. And it's because of way back when I tucked it under. And it might, and so now I'll show you how you can determine if there's a knot. All you have to do is take the filament and pull it off the side. And if you, we need a bigger camera. Oh, it's too close. Hold on. I didn't let go of the ends. I pulled it off the side and here, go overhead. And there's the knot. I tied a knot just by putting it underneath. Now, it doesn't mean that, and I know I was kind of dumb doing that, right? But it can happen so many other ways. So let me wind this back up. By the way, this is really pretty. Yeah. Oh, if you know there's not. Okay, I'll tell you what to do. This is Magic Magenta. This is a Pet G, and it's from Greengate. Yeah, this is really pretty. Okay, so let's say, so in any case, don't interleave it like that. Never let go of the ends. I promise I'll get to the question. Never let go of the ends. Always connect it. And I want to tell you my other favorite thing, and I've got a couple of people, especially like K2 Kevin and Pezlos, who I adore, but they have a great clip. But I always want to save like as much of the filament as possible. So I still use sellotape. I'll come in and I'll tape it right here where it ends. And a lot of times I'll do that because we're trying to get photography on the spool, and so I want to have the spool look as neat as possible. But yeah, I know I'm just a weirdo. I tape my filament. Okay, so now let's say you have a knot. Let's introduce a knot, and this time I'm going to introduce the knot pretty far down. Let's see if I can grab a couple layers under here. Maybe I get a multi-knot. Okay, there we go. Did I do it? Yeah, that's a bad knot. All right, so let's see if I can go overhead here. So I'm printing, and you can see here, it's, here, zoom. See how it's, yeah, you can see it, I interleaved it through a bunch of levels. All right, so, hold on, let me do this. Temporarily, I'm gonna tie a knot in the filament. Will it work? I don't know if that'll work. I've never tried to tie a knot in the filament, but I don't want to wait for the printer to heat up. Okay, we're gonna hope this works. All right, so now it's printing and you hear it, right? You are in the next room and you're hearing it going, where it's straining. The first thing that you want to do is give your printer some space. And so you're gonna take the filament and you're gonna roll backwards. It's like you're going to try to roll backwards and give it some space so that it can keep printing. Oh, this is about, there we go. So I'm rolling backwards. Okay, so it's got space. I'm holding the filament, but what I'm trying to do is give this extruder filament that it can go ahead printing while I try to solve the problem. And so now I've got the printer taken care of. It's okay to print. Let's go overhead. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling off layers. Okay, see how that's not what it should look like. And so you just keep pulling off layers, and you can easily fix this. Sometimes I've had to pull off a bunch of layers. So let me see. We're going to get to the bottom of this. All right, see, it's still there's not. I did a great job. A really good job of tucking it under a bunch of layers.
TNT printing is screaming at the screen for you to stop. My filament anxiety is through the roof.
Oh, I'm sorry. We will fix it. We will fix it. We're going to fix it. Let me see. I'm almost to the knot. I can tell where it is. But what's interesting about this is if I did nothing, it would have kept going and pushed that knot down as far as it can go. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it.
So finally it might stop.
Yeah, at some point it's going to catch up to us. Wait. Nope, almost. Nope. See this? This is just a bunch of knot. All right. We still haven't gotten to it yet. I see. I did an exceptional job. I overdid the demo, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I can't unloop it. Normally, it's just a few layers. Almost. Come on, meow. Seriously. We might need more time. Oh, wow, I really did it further in, didn't I? This is like an oral record of not. No, it's fine. I just looped it under. There we go. It's done. Now, after all of that, I have a single strand. Now, go get something to drink because at this point, I'm going to start winding back. And the nice thing about this is the filament will probably take and again do the same thing. I've never made a knot that bad, guys. I was not trying to freak you all out. I was like, I'll get it under a couple of layers.
Meanwhile, the printer was able to be printed.
Meanwhile, the printer doesn't care because it has all of this lovely filament to print with. And I'm going to just keep going. All right, so there looks like I need to loop through. Okay. And by going through multiple layers, I should have, that was dumb of me, guys. You all are very sweet to put up with me here. I should have gone through only one layer. But yeah, I went through a bunch.
Says, my wife is dying laughing. She tangled a roll last week and had to untangle it and dropped it mid-wind.
Mid-wind, oh no. I made a really dumb mistake with a Bamboo Lab refill spool, and I did not line up there's this little chuck, this registrant chuck part where you just, it's just a little tiny piece of plastic, or in the cardboard, sorry, not plastic. And you didn't know you were going to watch me untangle filament all live stream, did you? And I had to unwind and rewind the entire spool. So, the other thing about this is, ooh, that's bendy. I don't like that. I got to get that folded. Okay. Note to self, redo this part. I don't want to frighten anyone from getting filament. I'm so glad that you guys are laughing with me on this because, there we go. There we go. These aren't fun to deal with, especially when you don't know why it happened. I know why it happened. I know that I like it. So my message is never let the ends go. And maybe it would be more prudent if I come back and do this later. Because I did have other stuff I wanted to tell you about tonight. Let me do one thing. I'm gonna pull this over for now. We'll pretend like he's printing. I need to spool of filament. Oh, let's get Alien Ooze. Okay. This is Alien Ooze. And it's such a fun pet G. But when I pulled this off, and this was on a Bamboo Lab printer, I know that if I just spun it, it'd go whee and it'll pop out. Before it was done, I grabbed it because even if it loosens up, it'll go under one layer. And then stick it through the little registrant spots. I think I'm the only one who either A, does this, or B, admits doing it. I just get Scotch tape or sellotape, and I just tape it right on. It's really easy to pull it off. And I lose no filament in bending it into these little, spots. So that's my favorite thing. I will at huh?
Got residue from the tape.
Oh, I haven't really had any issues with residue from the tape. It's just it's not fancy Scotch tape. It's just sort of the basic. It's not like the invisible. I don't know. It's just regular Scotch tape.
Is that new or old MFG Ooze?
Oh, this is old. I've had this for about 2 years. And this is IC3D Alien Ooze. And I believe I got it from Alienware. No, not Alienware. Alien 3D. Alien 3D. I think that was his, and I'm not sure he still has it. At the end of the stream, I will come back and finish this complete catastrophe. Okay. So let me look at my list of things to talk about because we're, oh, I want to ask you guys to maybe go and see a video if you haven't already. So I forgot I was talking about lessons learned with the heat press. And I saw, and I totally respect the Brothers Make. They do some really great stuff. And their videos are entertaining. And anyway, I like respect them all the way around. But they did a video just the other day that is, which is, better is not the right word, which is the better route to go, injection molding or 3D printing. And they said, we get told all the time, why are you 3D printing or not 3D printing and doing injection molding? And so they did this comparison. And I thought it was very interesting. And they had some excellent points. I know Slant 3D says that 3D printing can take care of everything. And I don't think I can take that. I think of solo cups, right? And I don't know that 3D printed solo cups is going to be the way to go. That's my one thought. But I do think 3D printing has a great place. And I think injection molding has a great place. And you can argue in either direction. But I did think it was really interesting how they came up with their final results. So go check out their video and put a comment in here, huh? Brothers Make. I believe it was the Brothers Make. So some of it is the printers that they selected to use as a comparison. And some of it was the amount of materials that could be completed in a certain amount of time. And they had multiple people working constantly in order to make that happen. And so one of the beauties of 3D printing is you can send something off to be printed and you don't have to be there for all of that time. So I thought that part was interesting. The labor part, I feel like they just glossed over, but it depends on what you want your business to do. Thanks, Bob Carnes. I see some likes. Okay, now my next topic is ethicality. Ethicality? What do you all think if it's ethical or not? I'm going to show you some things that I bought. And so if you don't think it's ethical that they are being made, I think, equally guilty because I purchased them. I supported people who were making things and selling them that may not be ethical. But I saw them on a shopping site from China, and I was like, this cannot be. The price is too good for this. So let me grab my bin. Where's my bin? My bin. I lost my bin. Hold on. I had 2 bins. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, let's go with the first thing. And I did a 3D print of this here a couple of years ago, and I just love it. Right? It's drill bits, and you just put the drill bits in there, huh?
Further away.
Further away. Can you focus? Oh, I lost a drill bit. Do you have the Focus Camera 3 app? I did not put the right neodymium magnets in here, so they're not. He keeps losing his teeth. But it's such a cute. Here, go overhead. It's such a cute little project, and I made one for my dentist, and he loves it. My dentist is my next door neighbor, so I found on a website recently. This. Why am I singing the Yellow Submarine? So I'm going to cam 3 focus. I don't have cam 4 focus. Oh, cam 4 focuses automatically. Go to cam 4. Okay, so here is this one. It is injection molded. This is the 3D printed one. Now, I picked these drill bits on this one. Oh, wrong one. I picked these drill bits. But look, it's got the same bolt on the side. They've changed it a little bit. It's the same model. What do you all think? Do you think the designer got any credit for this?
Explain the injection molded. Where did you get it?
Oh, I got it from China. I said. Sorry. Okay, so come back to me. So I got, all of these are from China, the examples that I'm going to show you. They were extremely inexpensive. And I did talk to someone who works for a big company, actually works for Anchor in China, and said, because I'm like, I'm worried about forced labor. These prices are too good. And I was told that the prices are even better in China. So I just don't know. But I think this was such a great idea. And then to see someone's work taken and an injection mold made of it. And the teeth actually hold in better than mine because they hold in better than mine because they used better magnets. But yeah, I don't know. So that's the first one that was surprising. And all of these were under $10. Nothing was over $10, and a lot of it was significantly less. All right, the next one is, and I do not have this put together because I want to look at the individual pieces. Okay, go overhead for me. So I don't know if you remember Dancing Toys. He had this little skeleton, and go back to me. And he would go, right? And he, like, his little hips would go back and forth. Anyway, and he was holding onto his head. And this is that model. It's very similar, but they've injection molded it. And they've given you just a few parts to put together. I don't think he's getting any income from this. I don't think he is. The designer. So, and of course, again, I'm equally bad because I bought it, but I was like, I need to see, is it injection molded? So yeah, Dancing Toys, shoot. Dancing Toys, is it Dancing Toys? Okay. Such a great little model, and he's done other follow-ons. All right, then there are two of these. Well, hey, how are you doing, Grant? We're talking about ethicality of things in the 3D printing world. Was he here for that?
Yes, unless it went the other way, but you're fairly certain that the models were done first, posted online, and then they started showing up later.
Yeah, I think this dancing one was 2 years ago. I would have to look at when we did our video, but he sent me the model, and I had the model for something like 6 months before I actually printed it, and other people were printing it. And so I am almost, and he's done other variations on it. It would be surprised if it was not his. So yeah, and then the teeth, I think the teeth were by that creator, but I don't know, and I can't remember the creator for this one. I'd have to look up.
But we certainly had the 3D model long before we saw it for sale.
Oh, I just saw this recently. Yeah.
They might not hear me, sorry.
Oh, sorry. My cameraman / my husband is reading the chat where I'm missing out. All right, go to 4 for me. So this is just another fidget toy. And it's one of a great, if this were all in one color, you could show how this is something that you can accomplish with 3D printing that you can't with injection molding, except if you see there's a seam here, it's a little hard to see. They've actually done this with injection molding. This was like 99 cents or less. I wouldn't have paid more for that. But it's interesting to see things like this. I saw this as models first. There is, now this one, if anybody knows, let me know, but there is a decent probability there were other variations of this prior to it being a 3D printed model. That one's the one I'm least knowledgeable on. Now, these two here, I'm going into Dragonland. These two here, again, we have people who have made a living off of 3D printing models and selling them on Etsy and other locations. And so when I saw these, I thought, there's no way this can be $3.99 because it's the filament cost, the printing time, the packaging. I mean, we have a bag here and it even has a tiny little bag here with the whiskers, or yeah, the whiskers. And these are done quite well. Let me go to 4. I like 4 better. Look at this. This is dichroic. This is a co-extrusion, orange and blue. It's not bad, and it absolutely 100% is MacGyver's articulated dragon. And I don't know that they have, maybe they have rights to sell if they're a member of his Patreon, and his Patreon's not particularly expensive. And so that's one. And this one is a tricolor. And I think these were like $3 each. They're from China. It's not a bad print. The packaging was nice. The shipping was free. Yeah.
All odds are that he's not getting credit.
And the question I have is MacGyver getting any compensation for this? And this was not one person selling them. This was lots and lots and lots. To the point that I was like, okay, $11, $12, that's fine. And then when it started getting down to the $3 range, I was like, what? So the last one, I have a friend of mine who does not believe that this is true. And I got annoyed and was sweared at him he's a filament guy. Metal dragons. Now this is MacGyver's dragon. I'm gonna need to get close up again. It is, you can tell I got excited about this because I got more than one of them. These were around $6, right? Can you hear that? Could it possibly, it can't possibly be metal. I'm like, it's freaking metal. They have modified the design. Hold on, let me get them out here. Is this the last one? Let's go. They have modified the design, so I'm going to bring them back over to 4. I love 4. Right, they've got little golden eyes. Look at that. Golden eyes. Or red eyes, I'm sorry. Red eyes. The feet are modified. They have a different number of toes, if you can see that. It's a different number of toes than the traditional dragon. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, the tail is a little different. The number of segments between, I think I remember counting the number of segments between the legs and the, anyway, it's slightly different. And, oh yeah, we can do this. Here we can compare. Size is different, but I remember counting, I'm coming back? I'm too close. Okay, I'm too close. Okay, can you zoom for me? Or do I need to hold it up? Yeah, so there are more segments, so they have changed a little bit. But I mean, listen, it's so heavy. Even if it was 3D printed and then it was electroplated. But I'm looking at it here. The other question that I had was, is this individual segments? And the segments are then connected together. So this is not a 3D print. And that, I don't know, there is this grid pattern on the bottom. You can see that grid pattern. I am not knowledgeable about how metal 3D printers work. Would that be a build surface? What metal printer is 5K at David's Project? So I mean, look at this. This one's the heaviest. This one is so heavy. And does it have golden eye or red eyes? Yep, it's got red eyes. So they even put the red eyes in there. They're beautiful. And what bothers me the most about them is not that someone in China is hopefully making a wage with this, right? It's that I guess I'm having a hard time with it because we have people who in other countries, in the United States where I'm in, are 3D printing things and selling them at a price that are living wages. They can live with those prices. And that here comes this at $4.99, and it's I don't think MacGyver's getting credit for it. It's not modified enough to say it's unique. Anyway, that's why I'm saying the ethicality of it. And look, here I am. I bought it all, right? I bought all of this because I was like, I need to see, is this really what I think it is?
Mike Jones says you can't really do those joints without 3D printing unless they do some kind of soldering or something.
That's what I was thinking. So sometimes they'll have where you can, it has an, and you can just enough, and you can snap them together.
You're responding to Mike Jones.
To Mike Jones?
They can't hear me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Mike Jones says, I'm sorry, yet again, I have been reminded by my husband that you all can't hear him. He had said that it's really not doable to get these joints to work without 3D printing. And I agree, but I was like really in here looking to see, because there have been models that I've done where you take like the head and pop it on, or the tail and you connect it and it's an open joint, but I don't see an open joint. Info, details.
Lady Ocelot says, I think Vogue Man did one of those dragons, used a resin print and made a mold to cast metal. And then you wouldn't be able to
But
get the
wait,
joints.
would you still get the joints?
With what?
Yeah,
With what?
even if you had a mold. How does... I'm not sure, guys. I'm looking at my topics for tonight, and the last topic is, and I clearly wrote this earlier today, it's whose fault? Question mark. I have no idea what this topic is supposed to be. It's probably your fault. Oh, yeah, we can open for questions. I did have one unboxing I wanted to do. Anyway, please put in the comments what you think about the ethicality of this. I do believe these are solid metal just from the weight. I don't know how they're getting them at $6 and $5. A lot of them that you'll see at $12, including free shipping, is still crazy. It's still crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. But again, I supported them because I bought it. So I don't think I'm any better if you look at it like that. You have to be fair in saying that I supported them. Okay, the last thing I want to do, put your questions in. We will get to them. I will have one of my lovely assistants. And I have two lovely assistants. So I have, my husband, who I don't know that he would want to be called lovely, but he is very nice. And he has been helping with so many things. Filament stories wouldn't exist without him, honestly. He's the better, what do you call it? My better half? That's totally him. And then we have Asylum Life Makes, who was on here earlier, but he had to drop off due to a connection that wasn't cooperating. So this is from Prusa, and it's brand new filament. So normally I do an unboxing video, but I just thought it'd be fun to open it up and see what it is. They have a wood filament that's new. It is a type of, it's escaping me now, it is a type of tree that is in Czechoslovakia. First a minute, here we are. More info about it. Oh, it's linden. It's lindenwood. It's the Czech national tree, and Prusa is from the Czech company. Now, very commonly, what happens with these things is I get the filament, and I'm so excited about it, but it's out of stock. So we may not put a video up immediately. I'll see what I can do to print something, because I don't think that's fun to say, hey, here's some new filament. You can't get it. But there's more than one spool in here, which is why I'm like, I only need one spool. I only need one spool. Let's see what this is. It's Filament by Joseph Prusa. Oh, this is it, the Linden Light. Marble gray? I'm too excited. Pistachio green. Huh? Pistachio green. Oh, this is like Christmas to me. Carmine red. Carmine red. I remember that one. That's a good one. I think I'm out of carmine red. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Galaxy green. Okay, first off, I have to say that Galaxy green is a great, if you're looking for, it has this translucence to it. So most of the Galaxy filaments, it seems like multiple companies like to call them Galaxy something or other, and most of those filaments, it has a lot of glitter in it. Glitter that works well with that particular color. Galaxy black, whatnot. But this Galaxy green is translucent. It looks really nice. Hold on. I think I have a fish. Yes. I have a fish. All right. So it's pretty translucent. Look, oh, you can see it there. All right. And then here's my fish. And very, very translucent. It's hard to see here in the light, but this is a pretty one. Definitely a pretty one. So the rest of these are existing filaments. Galaxy green. Huh? Carmine red. Oh, I'm front. Okay. Pistachio green. Now, I've always... So that the only one that's new is I don't believe... Oh, they spelled gray right. They spelled it marble, G-R-E-Y. So my son's name is Grayson, Greyson. And I just like the E-Y spelling for gray. So, you know, you have to have a little bit of disdain when someone spells the color G-R-A-Y, even though it's totally valid. Okay, so this is the only new one in the bunch.
Ray has a good question.
What's Ray's question? I don't believe he's got a good question. He's a...
With the weights on the Prusa XL.
Oh, what's up with the weights on the Prusa? You were the first one to notice the weights on the Prusa XL. So there are weights back here. This is, I just in between, I'm buffing up. No, there was a resonance and I couldn't figure out where it was. And I do think one of the things that could be an improvement is as you're putting, so there's panels here on the side and down here and on the side. And those panels, most of them are screwed into a metal connection. But, oh, and this bottom one. But not all of them. Some of them are screwed into a PET G piece of plastic. And so I was having vibrations. And so I thought, oh, and I figured out where it was. I could just push on the panel and it would stop. And so I tried to tighten them down, but it stripped the actual printed part. So I just put weights on it and it stopped vibrating. But that's it. I think that is probably an exclusive to my build. All right, so what they have said about this is it's visually attractive and easy to print. So let me feel it. Yeah, it has a woodsy feel. It has sort of a rough feel. It may slightly sound like wood when knocked on. I get that. It can be stained like regular wood to highlight the texture. And then they're saying, now I am not seeing what they're saying too much. Tell me what you guys think. They're saying that a lot of wood filament, can we go to 4? A lot of wood filament needs to be printed with 0.6 millimeter nozzle or even higher. I've not had that much of an issue with wood. Yes, I do love wood filament. I agree. Lady Astelot said that. Okay, come back. It's out. I was kind of hoping he had sent me, 5 of them, and then I could maybe send one to you all. So it's very pretty. I will send Ruta a message and say, do they know when they're getting more in? It seems like they do a release twice a year, maybe, or maybe I have that wrong, where they release like something new, but I will find out.
Is it abrasive?
No, I believe it is not abrasive.
Most wood filaments don't seem to be abrasive.
Yeah, there is abrasive. I think that there's levels of abrasiveness, and so I'm going to speak outside my. I'm not coming from a Stefan CNC kitchen background on this, but when the filament comes out of the nozzle is moving in a direction. And so it's not that it's, you guys seem to be really knowledgeable folks in the chat here, but it's not that it's eroding on the interior of the nozzle. It's that as the nozzle pushes it out and drags along, it's sort of wearing your nozzle, it's wearing it upwards, right? So the worst thing are glow-in-the-dark filaments. Those are really rough. And you can, sometimes in a kilo, depends on the nozzle, you can sort of wear out your nozzle. But they're saying these are not abrasive. I don't know most woods that are too terribly abrasive, unless this is super hardwood. I'm excited to print with this. I have a request for you all, though. I'm really having a tough time coming up. I have the, I mentioned it last live stream. I have that, wait, the meeting hadn't ended? Oh, I thought we were, I have the Carvera filament, which is the one that you print something with it and then you put it in water and it dissolves. And I'm still stuck with sandals. If anybody has a better idea of what to do with that, let me know.
Explain that again.
The Carvera filament, can you bring up something like on the webpage? Can you do it, or do I have to do it? Oh, we don't have we don't have it. Okay, we'll have to do another time. Carvera, it is a filament that is not a pretty color, but it's right over here. Hold on, it's right here. I know we're over time. We'll do this one thing. I have Mike. Oh, good. Okay. Carvera. Oh, Carverna. Sorry, Carverna. Actually, oh, that sounds like cavern. Carverna. Carverna ST, microporous, soft touch build material. So it's very expensive. Very expensive. I bought it myself. I paid $80 for half a kilo because I'm just that crazy. All right, hold your ears. If it's weird, I want it. Okay, so it does not have an attractive, here, can you focus camera too? I can focus too. You can't. Are we focused? I can't see. Can I have the screen back?
What? Oh, it's focused. Sorry.
Okay, so it's not a very pretty color. It looks sort of like almost leading into green pasta. And I mentioned pasta because, oh look, see, here's my tape. I'm just gonna pull the tape off and I'll just pull a $3.50 chunk here. And it just snap, snap, snap. It's just so incredibly brittle that I'm not sure how I'm gonna print with it. I think I need to, it's extremely hygroscopic. And it's hygroscopic because when you're done printing, you want to take and soak it in water, and then a portion of it dissolves away. And so I think whatever I print with it, and that's why I was talking about sandals, you can have the open soled sandals, and it's infiller. You pick some really interesting infill and don't have side walls. You would need a top and a bottom, and then you soak it. But
So I'm confused.
BVOH is like that too. I wonder if this is BVOH. It doesn't say. It it could be. They're not.
So it dissolves in water.
It dissolves in water, right?
So you have to print it with a different material. I'm confused.
No, this is the material. You print a model. You print a model with this, and then you soak it in water, and a portion of it disappears, leaving you a, what do they say here? Leaving you with a soft touch material.
Filled with caverns.
Filled with caverns, of course. Yeah, and here's my tape trick. I just reused my piece of tape. So I just don't know what to do with this. I'm not even like a sandals person. I've got it. I showed it on the channel though, and hold on. It's super hygroscopic going a good way. So the thing that, one second. Huh?
Geek Toy Box says hello.
Geek Toy Box, hi. You sent me a message. I owe you a response. Okay, so I was just, I guess, repeating stuff. So a couple of years ago, I was unboxing Filament for Filament Stories, and typically I would have more than one of something. Like a couple would come in from a company, and so I would try to print something with it, but I wouldn't print all of them. And it wasn't necessarily in the best order. Like I might do 3 unboxings. This was sort of a weird evolution of Filament Stories, which if you all are doing social media, you might have had a similar experience. We had no idea what we were doing when we get started. We just started putting videos up, and they resonated with people. So I wasn't sure about doing unboxings. I wanted to show here, manufacturers aren't doing a good job of showing their filament. So I'm going to print something with the filament. We're going to do macro shots of the filament on the spool, macro shots of the model itself so that you have a better idea and can be a more informed consumer. So that was the plan for Filament Stories. But then we did a couple of unboxings, and I thought people wouldn't like them. And they were like, no, we love the unboxings. And I was like, okay, so we did more unboxings. But we had a bit of a backlash one year where more than, and I say a bit, it wasn't a lot. We're very, we've not had a lot of drama with Filament Stories, which is wonderful. But I feel like I have an easy job. Filaments, all filament, most filament prints pretty well these days. But they said, you're showing us stuff in unboxings, but you're not printing with all of it. And I thought, oh, it's because the companies are sending me multiples. And pre-Bamboo, and even once Bamboo started, a huge portion of the people out there in the world with 3D printers do not have multicolor printers. So I try to remember that and keep that in mind in any case. So I was like, that's, huh?
Also, some people, we put out another video with prints, but it would be separated and they wouldn't find it.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And then there was the confusion of, I would do an unboxing, and then in the meantime, stuff would happen. And by the time I got to, because we generally have a lot of videos in queue, a lot of filament in queue. And so by the time we got back to it, people weren't able to, and I understand that that's frustrating, right? I know when I watch a video and either it was today and it's a part 1 and I'm like, darn it, I want to know how the story ends. Or it was 6 months ago and there's no way I'm going to find part 2. But even though I want to know part 2. So we've tried to do more of it's an unboxing. Oh, look, we've already printed with it. And so we try to do that more often. Oh, wait. Oh, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and set up to be notified. Oh, Asylum Life, you're so sweet. I always forget to say that. So yeah, in any case, we are trying to, if we show it and unbox it, that we try to do something with it. So anyway, today was just me rambling on about stuff. If you have an idea of what I can do with this, I forgot, what is it called? It is Flower Pots Vases. Yeah, buy from our eShop. But what is the name of it?
It's not on the spool.
Yeah, Linden. Oh, it's not on the spool. It would be on the spool. Wow, you think I'd be new to this, don't you? Woodfill Linden Light, Linden, a Czech wood. Oh, and it is not just, it's used in wood manufacturing. It's wood manufacturing waste. So they're getting waste material that will be put in a landfill. They're reusing it. It prints on a 0.4 millimeter nozzle with ease. It prints at the same temperatures, and it's out of stock. So I'll ask Ruta from Prusa when it should be in, but I might wait a little bit before I do the video on this because last time he sent me the filaments, I was like, okay, but you're out of stock. I'm not doing a video till you're in stock because that's just going to make people mad.
As Liz says, James the printer has some new rope models. found out that
Ooh.
rope looks good in wood filament.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does.
You gotta repeat.
Gotta repeat.
They can't hear me.
Oh, okay. Yes. So this is that rope bowl, Pezla's top down. Yeah. Oh, we had a friend come up recently. This is Russ with Little Bricks Charity, and he gives Lego sets to children in need. I can do it.
Let's do it on 4.
Okay, I'm going to do it on 4. Here we go. And so his daughter thought this was great, and she was like, "It's not wood," and I said, "No, I'll have to look at more because now this is not the Prusa. This is another wood filament.
Olive.
Yeah, this was. Oh yeah, what was this? Was this olive wood? In any case, but yeah, we'll have to print something with it. So I'm trying to combine things so you don't have to tool around. Oh, Baby Groot. That's a good Baby Groot color. Whoa. Okay, that's a great color. That's a great idea. Baby Groot. Baby Groot. I love Baby Groot. He's so cute.
What's your favorite printer?
What's my favorite printer? It depends. Oh, it depends on which one is misbehaving. No. That is a very hard question. I love my Mark IIIs. They were great printers. I still have some that are in service and are being used regularly. I like the Mark IV. I think the Mark IV does a great job. I love my Prusa. This is not a single printer, but I love my Prusa Mini. And I love my Prusa Mini because it has a big, fat 2.4 millimeter nozzle on it. It was a 1.8 millimeter nozzle. It has, I like to go huge on that thing because you can get the camera right up under and just do the most fun stuff with it. So I don't use it very often, but I love it for that. I have 4 Bamboo Lab printers, and I've had a little bit of issues with one of the X1 carbons, but the A1 and the A1 Mini have been great. And so I enjoy using those. I will say that as much as I enjoy using the Bamboo Lab printers, the experience is different across these printers. Bamboo Lab is really providing an ecosystem that is impressive. And it is one of the reasons, and I love Prusa. I got one printer without knowing what we were doing. We got the next printer was a Prusa Mark III, and that printer has just been rock solid. I still have it. But the Bamboo Lab ecosystem is really impressive.
Calamine is asking you the printer in the back on your left.
Wait a minute, on my left, that's the Prusa XL, which I also was going to say I really like the Prusa XL. And then on the right, there is a Mark IV. That's a Prusa Mark IV. And then that is the Cocoa Press. And we do not print chocolate when we are printing filament in here from a contamination standpoint. So if we're going to be printing chocolate, the only thing that's being printed in here is chocolate. But yeah, that's the Cocoa Press.
Whole speed.
Whole Speed. What's up, Whole Speed?
How do you think you would hold up the wood filament for impacts, like with his battery crash box?
I don't know.
I think his PET G would be more strong.
I think, the PET G definitely. So guys, this is a PLA with wood infill. If you've got to have Whole Speed has a project that's a large box that's going to contain a battery that they're going to travel with in a backpack. And to protect the battery, they need a case. So would you go with something like this, or would you go with a PET G? What would be your ideal filament style for protecting a battery pack? Oh, we're delayed.
And then what other questions here? Somebody says our lip movement is off. Yeah, our
Yeah.
sound
Sound has got messed up. Well, we are now 15 minutes over. Thank you all for coming. We almost didn't do.
Is that a question to him? No, you were asking the audience.
I was asking the audience, yeah, what you all think. Do we go with a wood fill PLA if you're having something to protect I don't think it's going to be any huge heat, but it's a big battery pack that's going to power skateboards, electric skateboards. So when the battery in the skateboard dies down, they can refill the battery in the skateboards from their backpack battery that they've been carrying on their back in their backpack. But he needs to have it in a container. So what's the best material to print for that? I think Pet G is a better choice, personally. I don't think you want wood fill.
Pet G will have better impact.
I think so. And I hear
Outer with the
mouth
TPU liner.
motions are not synced. Is that better?
Pet G outer with TPU liner.
A fluffy TPU liner. Pet G outer with a fluffy TPU liner. Only had a day onto the print. Okay.
PPS, the super filament.
Thank you all for joining us. And Pez Liz, were you here the whole time when I confessed my my terrible confession that I don't have K2 clips for all of my filament?
The used tape.
I know, I feel bad. So don't tell him. Don't tell him. I don't want to make him angry because I do really like his K2 clips. By the way, if you do want a really nice clip, the K2 Kevin clip is just it's a great clip because it flows along with your, you don't have to take it off. You can print with it on there and it, anyway, it's a really great design. But in order to get photography on mine, I've been taping mine even on the, just on the side because it just worked for the photography. So in any case, sorry, we have to get to the point where I have to say bye because I'll just hang out with you all night.
Filament spool, you messed up.
I know I have to fix my filament. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go fix my filament spool. In the meantime, you guys have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Ooh. Can laugh along with me while I finish this.
Unless you want to have people watching.
Yeah, that's fine.
Throw some questions in while you do this, and I'll pass them along before we get to say goodnight.
All right, if you've got questions and you want to send them in, if I can answer them while simultaneously untangling in a crazy knot that I introduced myself. I mean, I don't want to say moron, but I pretty much feel like I could have demonstrated this less extreme. I really was like, let me get it under a couple of layers. That'll really give a good demo. No.
Lady Ocelot's gonna go huddle in the shower and cry.
I'm going to have it done in mere moments. I'm being very gentle to it. Unless it annoys me. Okay, here we go. Oh, Lady Ocelot, I got connected with a filament company a long time ago because I got annoyed with them. They had a rainbow filament, and I was pretty excited about it because they had a rainbow filament and PLA and PET G, and so I ordered it, and I was like, yeah, oh, I remember what it was. It was 3.5 kilos, which was really odd, and I didn't really need 3.5 kilos because now I'm stuck with, it took up 3 times the space in my closet. I was like, well, just give me a kilo. In any case, so I opened it up and it was solid side spools, solid plastic sides. Oh, like this, like this, on both sides. I couldn't see the rainbow. I had no idea to gauge what it looked like. So I was like, that's it. I'm doing a video. And I don't get like annoyed. I don't know, sassy, what would you call it, on Filament Stories very often. But, and I did turn it around, and because it worked, the filament was nice. But I started out saying, I can't see what it looks like, so I had to unroll it. And so there's this time lapse of me just unspooling like half of the spool so I could see what the colors were. and then I went and printed with it because I wanted to know how long it took to get back to the beginning of the color streams. So the company contacted us, and they were very sweet. I don't think they're making filament anymore. And the funny thing is, they changed their spools. As a result of that video, he was very appreciative of the feedback, but they only changed the spools for their filament that had more than one color in it, because they had a bunch of filament. Asylum Life worked with them for a good while because they wanted to do something, and I said, "Oh, I might have someone who can help you out with that. I'm not as knowledgeable in that field as my friend." Anyway, so you ended up doing stuff with them, Asylum. Yeah, I'm gonna cry in the corner in a minute. Okay. Oh yeah. Come out. Yes. Oh, that was good. That was good. See, look at that. Progress. Now, what I have done is I've tangled it. I don't know. To camera too? Oh, yeah. So, I heard something. This is interesting. I was going to tell my husband about this. I don't know the details on this. You guys probably know more than me. I'm always behind on social media stuff. So, Michael Reeves, I didn't know who he was until relatively recently because I'm older. But he puts out a video fairly infrequently. And he jokes about putting out one a year. The rumor that I heard was that he was leaving YouTube to go Twitch. I'm not sure. In any case, and then YouTube said, actually, if you stay, we will push the heck out of your video when you release it. So that's why the relatively recent video he put out had so many views after 2 hours. That's what someone told me. I'm not that knowledgeable on it. But now you know the gossip that I heard that may be complete falseness. But that video did get a whole lot of views. It was funny. Before I went to Open Source last year, I was like, well, who? Let me see who these guests were. Because I knew Stefan was going. And I knew Angus Devison, Maker's Muse, were going. But I didn't know most of the other people. So I started watching them so I could know who I was talking about. I thought I had it done, but I do not. There's a lot of twisting. No, here. It's tango. Yes.
Who was it that I was excited about meeting at Open Source?
You were excited about meeting Nerdforge.
Nerdforge.
Yeah, we had a nice conversation with them. They were super nice. That was the weird thing about Open Source is they had like a really nice creators lounge, right? And so you had to be at a certain level to get in. And I mean, we would never have gotten in. So it was, you need to be big up there. But we would just see people walking. And in the hall, I was like, wait a minute, that's Kyle Hill. I love Kyle Hill's stuff. And he was the only person I went up to specifically, aside from when we were live streaming and I was bugging some 3D printing people. I was like, Stefan came up behind me and was like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, Stefan, so nice to see you. We're live streaming right now. And he was like, oh, I'm terrible at live streaming. But no, I thought I had it. Just so you know, there's not that much under the table. We're not going to be here for another hour. I feel confident. I still have not figured out if there's a secret way to do this because,
Start twisting the spool, right?
yeah. Oh, is that a knot? Wait a minute, you come here. Yeah. Oh, this could be a multi-knot. It's a multi-knot. Did we just make it worse? I think I made it worse. Okay, I made it worse. But this...
You could do it from the other end. But that's cheating from it's printing.
Forget that. I'm doing it from the other end. That was genius. print finished. My print totally finished. But it is doable. You all, at this point, I feel like you all can. Next live stream, I'm going to have a. Huh? Maker Faire, Orange County. On Earth.
Sorry, not Earth. 3D Printopia.
It's Nerf. It's not Earth. It's been nerfed.
That's funny.
I also thought so. This, the one thing I'm concerned about this filament is that it does sort of a blendy bendy. Oh, this is looking good. This is looking good. Only 7 more knots. Okay. I am going to sleep well tonight knowing that it was a job well done detangling this mess.
Lady Ocelot like Nerf.
Nerf. Clock Spring said that. We were playing around with, and I said, oh my gosh, Nerf is like the best name because it's not Earth. And we were coming up with all sorts of names because Earth, we'd just been saying Earth for years. And then now it's not Earth. The event formerly known as Earth. Oh, yeah.
What's the best printer on Amazon under $250?
That I do not know. I have not looked up printers on Amazon under $250. Anyone else have a good on Amazon? I was going to say because the A1 Mini doesn't have a huge build volume, but it's a very solid printer, and you can upgrade to multicolor. But are they selling that on Amazon? I don't know that Bamboo is, but you can go to bamboolab.com and get it there. It's the smaller build volume. It's a very rock solid printer. I think a lot of people like. Gosh, guys, jump in here and. Elegoo, yeah, Elegoo Neptune is a good one. Oh, wait. In a couple of la-di-das. That's how we let the day away in the merry old land of Oz. We get up at 12 and start to work at 1. It's the build volume is smaller, but you can, it's not under, what, it's 250? Is it 249? I forget. But you can upgrade to doing multicolor printing later. So that is an advantage that you can just add the multicolor printing on. And you're not going to get that with other printers because they just don't have, Bamboo's ecosystem is fully integrated. Look. That's how we let the day away in the merry old land of Oz. We get up at 12 and start to work at 1. My daughter's...
The A1 Mini right now is $199.
Oh, the A1 Mini is $199. How much is it? Is it $249 with the AMS? It's a really hard...
No, $349 with the AMS.
Oh, it's $199?
It's on sale.
Oh, it's $150 more for the AMS. Okay.
Right now. Yeah.
Right now. It's, you know, a lot of people dislike Bamboo. A lot of people love Bamboo, but I have to try really hard to put my personal preferences or feelings about a company aside. And I don't mean that I have negative feelings towards Bamboo or Prusa or Elegoo or any of them, but I feel like my job should be for you all, when you ask me, what do you recommend, that I set aside all prejudices unless, or bias, prejudice not, bias, unless there is a reason that would be impactful to you, right? And so the Bamboo Lab printers are great printers. You know, there's been questions about their longevity because Prusa, for instance, you can have a printer there and put it in your print farm and it'll just go and go and go and go. And if you're going to have a big print farm or you're going to print 365 days a week, days a year nonstop, then, but it's a really good machine, but there is not, I mean, even the track record for the Bamboo printers is not that bad. And they have decent customer service, I think. So it's a tough call. I think I like how, we're in North Carolina. Yeah, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hold on. Oh, what is it? Young girl, and they have the whole ratings. Oh, there's a website. YouTube channel, and it's a brother and sister, and the parents are helping them. And I'm trying to remember the website.
Some people don't like the data gathering.
Yeah, the data gathering. Some people don't like that. Yeah, and you can take it off and just run it with a thing. I'm not running around naked down here in this, room. And there's not, if it's taking a picture, it's taking a picture of we're in the mechanical room of my house. So, and this is taking pictures of our water pipe coming in and the HVAC. And so I'm not overly worried, but they could overhear conversations about secret things. Okay, maybe we need to not worry about. Anyway, okay.
All right.
Thank you all for coming. We typically have this at the end of the month, but we were running behind due to summary things. So next month, which might still be this month, we will see you all again with a whole new list of topics. If you have anything you want to see, let me know. Leave it in the comments. In the meantime, oh, I love these little dragons.